Bubble boy.
Yeah.
Bubble boy. It's incorrect. Has to take steroids.
If there's one set of fans I would not with, it's the Bills.
Children, please. You got a whole life.
Yeah.
Let's buckle up here.
All I want for Christmas is for LeBron James and Serena Williams to have a baby.
Yo.
For science.
She must have been on suicide watch when she saw Gronk dent that in. We're all going to die.
Smash that like button or I'm going to get kicked out of the house. I can't pay rent.
Yeah, well, some comments made by LeBron James and Donovan Mitchell, the Jazz, kind of talk about that whole thing.
Was this before or after the game?
Before. So okay, so I'll take it from here, I guess. So like
Take it
it was
away.
when they were doing the draft. It was Katie and LeBron. They were doing the draft. Yeah. So it was actually Charles Barkley. He asked LeBron because like Gobert and Donovan Mitchell were the last two picks in the draft.
Yep.
And Chuck was like, why are they like the last two guys picked? Blah blah blah. And LeBron was like, the quote goes, "You guys gotta understand. In video games growing up, we never played with Utah." Now, that's actually pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. If they did that on purpose, that's even better. Like, to be completely honest, like, that's hilarious.
If he meant it as like a joke, I mean, it's, I guess. I don't know. I'll let you.
I thought it was. If he meant it as a joke, I thought it was pretty funny.
Why does Sabonis get picked over Donovan Mitchell?
That's like, exactly. Like I thought it was pretty funny. It was almost like you guys aren't gonna get this reference, but like years ago, like Phil Kessel, he's a NHL player. He got picked last in the All-Star game for like a draft, and like that's those guys that get picked last get a car. And at this point, Phil Kessel's making like $7 million like per season, which is like top of the league.
Yeah, NHL player.
It's so like they were just messing with him. So I figured it was like the same type of situation.
Yeah.
So Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Donovan Mitchell said, "I don't want to be rude, but I really don't care. People have been talking shit about me for a while. We're not doing this to seek approval of him." So he took it like, which I just...
Jazz is scary.
Jazz is, dude, 27-9.
Side note, I always love how Faye says, like, I don't think you guys understand this, like he's 35. Because I understand, but like I always find it hilarious. You do that a lot. Where you're just like,
Well,
I don't know if you guys will understand it, because you brought up American Idol one time and did that. I'm like, dude, what do you say, like 35?
Well, I think it was the hockey.
No, I know.
Well,
I thought it was funny.
No, yeah, what you said, like...
I don't think you're funny at all.
I mean...
Funny looking. No.
Like, 27-9, though, Donovan Mitchell was like, hey...
Put some respect on the Jazz, honest to
like,
God.
Literally, like, he...
I was like, when Gobert signed that contract, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't spread the floor. Oh, yeah, he's at least this year, he's worth it. 100% he's worth it. Great defender.
He's one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah,
whether you give him the award or not, like he's one of the best defenders in the league year in year out.
I know, but he's killing it this year. This year is like career stat lines for him. Donovan Mitchell,
just a beast. Like, what else can you say?
If you're ever bored, go look at Donovan Mitchell highlights. The dude's gross.
Literally, that's all you can really do. Mike Conley's playing well. Like, that team is just...
That's the kicker, though. Mike Conley. So last year, I think the big reason the Jazz didn't mesh very well is because Mike Conley didn't mesh very well.
Well, they had what, Rubio, right? Like running the show.
No, he was on the Suns
last year too.
Yeah. It was they got Mike Conley from Memphis, who I don't know who their point guard was with Utah last year. It wasn't Rubio. Rubio was 100% on the Suns.
Either way,
but
Mike Conley's working with them. Like,
Well, Mike Conley, he was I think averaged 14 points, 4 assists. Like, he was down last year. His shooting percentage was in like the 300s. He wasn't like averaging his career assist, wasn't averaging his career rebounds. Well, it just didn't fit the chemistry.
Well, like you always say, you're big on preaching in the NBA patience.
Patience.
And
patience
1 year, I don't
huge.
even think is. I feel like that's understandable. Where it's like you're not talking about a Kevin Durant top player where it's like off the rip they're gonna fit. Sometimes it takes a little longer for these guys to mesh and build the chemistry. And we say take a little longer. 1 season, that's not the end of the world. And they were in the postseason last year.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's the thing.
So it's like, okay, you still were a good team. You're just now getting better. Number one in the league.
It's one of those reasons I don't hate what Danny Ainge does. He's got to eventually pull the trigger on one of these trades. But I don't hate. It's why I plead patience, because it's like, okay, imagine if he jumped the gun last year, right? Makes a big trade. We don't make it, and now we're stuck with all these, and we have less assets. And it's like, I'm saying the Celtics.
Okay,
if Danny Ainge jumped the gun last year. it's like the longer you wait, especially when you have young guys like Donovan Mitchell and all that stuff, the longer you really keep everything together, the more the chemistry is a huge thing in
basketball.
Chemistry
can beat talent out sometimes.
Of course it can.
Unless you have Kevin Durant.
Look at Cleveland and when he beat Golden State. That team was as.
It's also LeBron.
Yeah,
you say that like LeBron's.
Go back to the Pistons when they had like Chauncey Billups.
All right, I like that.
That team has had the chemistry and they won. It's
all right,
very rare
like
for that to happen. Though.
Way better.
Yeah,
it's very rare for that to happen. That's the only thing. You need to have that guy, and Mitchell can be that guy.
But I think that's what's happening with Utah. They're all like you are getting the best out of every player on that team.
I know, but like it just usually it just doesn't.
Bro, Joe Ingles gonna run this league.
Listen to me. I get what you're saying, but. In the NBA, you need the guy. You need that guy to really be able to win in this league.
Yeah,
and like I said, like we have to go back to like Chauncey Billups era in Detroit for like the last we saw like a chemistry team win.
Yeah.
Like chemistry is great, but if you don't have that dude, and I think Mitchell can be that guy, if not already, to be completely honest.
I was gonna say his battle
too, like
his battle with
like. You know what I mean? Like I know he's not that guy, but he at least has some other.
No, but he is a very
like
important
star.
piece.
Like Gobert's a big piece that you need, but
that's
like,
what I mean. He at least does
the star dude.
No. I agree with that. I think Donovan Mitchell could be that guy. I just think it's also good that Rudy Gobert is kind of his, let's say, sidekick, but it also works because he's not.
Rudy Gobert is his father.
He's older than we thought. But
yeah, he is older than we thought.
He's a big piece, not so much in the scoring wise, like clearly defensive. So I think those are really important guys, like the Dennis Rodmans of the world, the Draymond Greens, not so much now Draymond, but like
it's one of the reasons I'm surprised Andre Drummond hasn't moved yet. I know it's his contract, but like you said, like specialist pieces.
Yeah, like they serve are essential.
They serve a purpose.
But in order to like win in this league, you need that star player.
Yeah,
that's just how that's been for a while now.
Well, actually, too, even another thing, Jordan Clarkson he's probably going to get 6 man off the bench with Utah right now. Dude's been on fire.
True, I forgot he was over there.
Yeah, he's been disgusting this year. Nobody's talked about Jordan Clarkson.
That is so weird that like
he's such a random player to see like doing as well as he is. But
yeah,
I feel like it's just weird overall that like the Jazz are doing so well. And not a lot of people are talking. I mean, now I think they're starting to catch traction because they're.
Well, it's because nobody believes that the road for the playoffs is going to go through Utah. It honestly, I would not be surprised to see Utah in the conference finals with.
They need to keep it up because
the Lakers.
Lakers are only 3.5 games back.
Well, you
so
say that, but then what about the Suns? You know
exactly.
what I mean? It's just like it is adding a little more
way.
Spice to that.
We know.
Called the shit out of the Suns.
We know.
I'd love to see him make it.
That'd be great. But yeah.
Anyways,
nice. But yeah, so that's all the basketball talk we got for right now.